Well, good evening, my friends. It is now after dark, but not after midnight. It is now 9:30 on Thursday evening, October the 3rd, 2024. And we are here for another episode of Stitching After Dark. So, first I'd like to welcome all the new subscribers that have joined the channel, and thank you so much for clicking on subscribe and giving the channel a chance. And thank you to all the returning people who I can't even talk tonight. But thank you to all of you that keep coming back to watch the crazies that happen here. You never know what bloopers are going to occur. But if you were on Facebook today and in the groups, you probably saw the big blooper that happened today. Jeez Louise. Karen recorded an hour's worth of video. An hour's worth of Stitch with me on God Shed His Grace. And much to Karen's surprise, when she went to edit the video, because she didn't notice this while I was filming, but when I went to edit the video, I found that there was lovely pictures. There was some beautiful stitching. We talked about how to get back into the diagonal again after you've been like I do and go willy-nilly all over the place. And there was a lot of what I thought some pretty good information that I gave you all in that video. But here's what there really was. A lot of dead air. Yeah. Not a sound to be heard. Nada. Nothing. Zero. Dead silence. Now, part of me, at first I thought it was only the beginning. Okay, like the first, after I have that introduction, and then the next frame that I click on, I thought it was only that one. So at first I thought, oh, okay, I can deal with this. I can just let the dead air space there, and then put some funny little ditties in the captions on the screen and say, do you see my lips moving? And then after a while I put, what did I put? Do you know how to read lips? And then I put, I don't believe I did it again. And then when I was getting to close to the end of that particular screen, I put get ready because the sound's going to come back. Well, guess what? it didn't come back. It was more dead air. Now, I probably could have done a voiceover. But you know, it's hard to remember exactly what you said and where in the video that you said it. And I know for myself, it kind of sort of annoys me when you see lips moving, but they aren't in sync with the words. And I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. So that's why I am recording this evening. And I really did want to record another After Dark. Yeah. Because I really enjoy doing them, and if you guys don't, please tell me, but it seems like these are really liked. In fact, when I go on the analytics, it looks to me, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks to me like you guys like these recorded ones better than the live. It just seemed that way. It seemed like these recorded ones get a lot more views than the live streams do. So I'm just as happy to do recorded ones as well as, and just do a limited number of live ones. But I was messaging with my friend Barb and telling her what happened today and saying, hey, yeah, you're not going to believe what happened again. Did a whole hour and no sound. Oh, and then of course she had to she outright laughed, which I totally expected, and I said, geez, you wouldn't expect anything less, would you? And both of us had a good laugh over it. And then I said, I feel like I'm losing my mind. And then I said, well, maybe it's just time to give it up and say, that's enough. I'm done with this. And then, of course, it was, no. But I'm not saying that that's what I'm going to do. I'm just saying that it does get a little frustrating when things don't go as things are supposed to go, or that you intend them to go. Just like this evening, or for this session, I have spent the last hour, actually more than an hour, setting up, getting things set up to do this video. And that is getting the camera set up, getting the other screen set up so that you can see the chart, getting the music in, because heaven forbid, making sure the microphone is there and turned on. And I spent a good hour and a half right there. So then you figure, okay, we're gonna record for an hour, and it's important to me that when I do a video, you folks are getting a good picture of my stitching. Okay, I want to move things around here a little bit. That the sound is good, that things are clear, that you can see what I'm stitching. Okay, I know that a lot of you are more than likely just listening as opposed to watching the stitches be stitched. I know that's what I do. I don't necessarily actually watch each and every up and down to the needle. And I mainly listen because I'm doing my own thing. And I would think that that's what a lot of you are doing too. But it's still important to me to give you a video that's a good quality video. So yeah, it takes a bit of work to get it all together to be able to sit here and stitch for an hour. I have an app that I use that's what I use to connect my phone to the computer so that I can bring the picture into the software, and sometimes that gets a little fickle and doesn't always want to work. So, and we all know, of course, sometimes the sound doesn't work, or sometimes this goes wrong or that goes wrong, or heaven only knows what. So it's things that you have to fix and make sure are in order before you hit record on the camera. So that's my tale of woe. This is take number 2. And who knows, there may just be a take number 3. I can't answer that at this moment in time, but who knows. Now, I just finished up here. My next instance of this particular color is down here. And I don't know that I want to run this thread across these finished stitches, because there's nothing that's going to cover them to work them in. So I think that's a little scary, isn't it? Oh gosh, tell me I have this one messed up too. Oh no, here, that's there. I just finished there. All right, I think we're just going to do a little tacking stitch. Not necessarily a pin stitch, but just tack this down a little bit. And then like that. And then leave a little bit of a tail and cut it off. Okay, Karen, I would have swore you put your scissors over here. Oh, Lordy. Well, guess I didn't. Here's some. Okay. Well, so, what news do I have for you today? Let's see. I can tell you about the saga of the thread system. It's a bit of a saga. Now, most of you know that I got the thread holders off of Etsy. Oops. These and I guess I'm ready to give my honest opinion. They are very nice. They're very nice. They are wood. They are, my husband called it Luan. Now, they're rather flexible, so I think it's working with them here like this. You have to be careful because I think you could bend them and snap them very easily. Not exactly what I expected. I'm not sure exactly what I expected, but in my mind, they do the job, and they do the job well. But for me, they're just a little bit too, for lack of a better word, flimsy. I think I expected, I don't know, I just expected a better quality of wood. But that was just me. They will do a very nice job for someone. And it boils down to what people can afford or not afford. That being said, they do what they're intended to do. Now, as you saw, I put my floss, I didn't initially, but I did put the floss on rings and put the rings in the opening because I felt like, I'm looking for my next color. Oh God. I felt like the wood, when I'm pulling threads off, is the wood going to abrade my thread. So that worried me, so that's why I got the rings. But like I said, they will do a very nice job for someone. It's like it's just not exactly what I expected. So the holders they're fine. They're fine. I put some rings on because, like I said, I didn't know what was going to happen with the thread rubbing against the wood all the time. Now, where I ran into problem, and I think I talked about this before too, but where I ran into problem was the box that I bought to put them in. It's extremely crowded. There was just absolutely no way to get a floss holder out without bringing all the other threads from the one in front of it or the one in back of it or both along with it. And then to get them back in, my. Challenging was being nice. Because all your thread was kind of lumping up everywhere. So the box, first of all, in my opinion, and for me, was not big enough. I did not realize until I started gathering all my floss together to do this, I had no clue that I had as many of the colors as I had. Out of the entire set of DMC, I thought I was missing oodles of colors because it seemed like every time I would go to do pull colors for a project, I was missing 20, 25 or more colors. So I thought, oh well, you know what, this is not going to be a problem. You don't have all the colors anyway, so this will be fine. Well, let me tell you, out of, how many DMC colors are there? 400 and something. I can't remember the exact number. Close to 500. Out of all the solid colors. So I'm not going to count any variegated or satin or anything else, just solid colors. I was shocked to see that I was only missing 5. So needless to say, my box that I bought to put all these in was packed to the gills. Packed to the gills. I could not move those holders to separate them to get one out, or let alone put one back. And again, if someone is venturing into that system and you don't have every color, it'll be fine. Or if you don't put a full skein on, because that's what I did. I didn't have a skein started, so I had to open a skein to fill in that number. Well, then I put the whole skein on. I mean, seriously, why wouldn't you? And what happened is that box got really full. So, with that frustration, Karen's fingers did the walking to her favorite shopping site, and I bought the file boxes. I think I had shown them. They're file boxes that they're on rollers, and it's two that sit on top of each other. I thought, oh wow, this would be super. All my floss holders will fit in the top one, and then all my excess floss, of which is far more than I anticipated that it was. My God. Oh my God, it's a lot. It's a lot. In fact, one of those containers doesn't hold it all, the excess. Oh, sorry. I'm kind of positioned a little different here tonight. So I put them in that file container. Okay, that started out good. Wasn't so bad. It gave me a little bit more room. Now that was prior to the thoughts of what's the wood doing to my thread? Is it gonna fray over time? Is the wood going to somehow interact with the thread and reduce the quality? You know, what exactly is that going to do? And I got the rings, and I started putting the rings on. Well, putting the rings on, and I am only up, well, I can't even get these back in. I am only up to 745 is the last number I have that has rings on. The more rings I put on, thinking that will give me more space, because I'll be able to get things, the holder themselves, flatter and closer together. Well, guess what? Are you ahead of me? Do you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say that was no better, and now that file container is overflowing. And I could, split them up, half in one, half in the other. But then, I don't know that I would be happy having to go between two containers to find the color that I'm looking for. Because you know what happens, don't you? Whatever container is on the bottom, that's the one that has the color that you need. Yeah. So, once again, Karen's fingers did some walking for yet another solution. Now, keep in mind that, okay, the length of the box was about 12 inches, maybe. Now, the other thing about the box is, again, wooden box. Again, made of the same material that the holders are. I was expecting a wooden box actually in the shape of a box. No. What I got was a box that was flat and had to be put together. And what holds it to, you had to put, there was slots in like the sides, but the front and the back had little, I'm going to call them wings on them that fit into the slots. And then you used a little peg to push through a hole to hold it in place and hold it together. Well, you see what I have in my hand here? That's a little peg. They fall out. Once again, it depends on what you're looking for and what you can afford. It is an okay box. It just is not what I expected as far as quality and holding all the floss. So, that being said, I went to these file boxes with a little roller underneath, and you stack these two boxes on top of each other and yada, yada, yada. Okay. So, the more I put the floss on the rings, the fuller the box got. To the point that now it's the same predicament that I had with the box from the seller on Etsy. So now I'm no further ahead. So like I said, Karen's fingers did the walking. And I was looking at what can I get that is going to give me the width, because width-wise these are the same width as like a Pendaflex file folder. Okay, so that's probably a letter size. Your standard Pendaflex file folders. But what I need is more length to be able to get more in and have enough room to take the holders in and out without dragging all kinds of extra thread with me. So I start looking, and I start looking, and I start looking. And I looked at plastic containers, and I looked at, well, like what I have in these file boxes. These are letter width, and what would be the length is only 13 inches. So in reality, they were not a whole lot bigger than the wooden box. And okay, let's keep looking. Now, keep in mind that I stitch over here in my little room of what I now call my studio. Because really it is kind of like a studio. I have my area that I record. I have a stitching area that's behind me. I have a table and a few chairs. If people are come over to stitch, we can sit at the table, or we make do. This is my little woman cave. No, I call it my studio. Okay, so keep in mind that during the day I stitch over here. And in the evening, I go in the living room with my hubby and watch TV or whatever and stitch over there. So when it comes to something to put my thread in, I need something that's portable. So right now what I have, and I've used this for a long time, is I have one of those little carts that's 3 tiers, baskets, 3 tiers. And I set my box of thread on top of that. And in the other tiers, I have the stuff that I need. I would have my scissors, my scientific goggles, pens, markers, my chalk pencil to mark fabric, and extra needles, and eyeglass cleaner, and la 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 la. And on the bottom there might be some extra projects or 2 in case I get tired of working on the one I'm working on. And it's a little cart that I take back and forth. So I'm thinking, well, if I'm going to do this, I want something that's going to be long enough to hold all the thread rather than have multiple containers. And it needs to be portable so that I can take it back and forth between the 2 rooms. That's wrong. Gotta take that stitch out. It's wrong. So what I came up with and what is being delivered tomorrow is a file cabinet on wheels that has 3 drawers. So it has a big drawer on the bottom that is the letter size width. Actually, I think it might be a little bit wider, but you can adjust the rods that hold the folders. And it's 17 inches in length. So right there it's giving me, well, it's a little over 17 inches in length. So right there, it's giving me at least another 4, 14, 15, 16, 17, 4, possibly 5 more inches to put my holders. So I am hoping that is going to be an elegant sufficiency. With the 2 drawers, that gives me place for all that the other things that I move back and forth with me. The scissors, the the chalk pencils, the the extra needles, the stuff. So I'm hoping that is going to be the fix. And if not, well then, all I can say is, I think I went down the road too far here. I did. All I can say is I give up. I'll just live with it. Because truth be told, for what I invested, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I mess up here somewhere? I did. That's down a stitch too far. Anyway, truth be told, I could have just gone ahead and got the Pip and Chip floss holders and the box from IKEA. But no, Karen didn't do that. She had to she had to think she knew it all and have a dilemma. So that is my story. So what I can say as far as my recommendation, they may very well work for you. They are not working for me. They are quite okay. Look at what you can afford to spend. Learn from my mistake and find, if you don't get the box, find a container that is going to be lengthwise enough to hold all of them comfortably, so that when you are taking floss in and out, you're not pulling the thread from the other holders along with it. But like I said, I mean, they could, depending on what you want, they will work very well. They just did not exactly, they were not exactly what I had envisioned it to be. And of course, just like everything else Karen does, she has to go through multiples of things, trial and error, till I find what is actually going to work. So learn, people, learn from my mistake. That's what I have to say about that. But yeah. But I did want you, I mean, I don't want to say, oh, they're terrible, oh, they're awful, don't buy them. They are fine. They just didn't work for me. But keep in mind the things that didn't work for me and decide if they will or will not work for you. Yeah, so that's the story of my floss holders. And I rambled on for a good 30 minutes about that. What a thunk. What a thunk. But that's okay. Gives us something to talk about. Because I don't know about you guys, but I always have a little of a hard time of coming up with, okay, what are we going to talk about now? Because I should keep a running list written down, because I get questions and then, I have them in my head, but then I come on here to record and I totally forget what they are. Or I maybe start to talk about it, but then get sidetracked and never really answer their question. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't remember what they were. I can't remember. And they're on my phone. That is now my camera, and that's what you are seeing. What do you think of, let's go in this way a little bit, and what do you think of how wonderful the colors look with this new camera, with this new phone? It's the iPhone 15. And I'll tell you what, I personally think that what I see on my computer screen and what I see in real life in front of me, they are almost identical. If I get rid of the bright light, this is the true light. It looks exactly the same. I'm very glad I upgraded my phone. And the reason I upgraded it was just basically for the camera. Yeah. Well, and again, I want a good picture. I want to be able to get in close so that you guys can see up close and personal the stitching, especially when it's time to demonstrate a stitch. You can see this is 28 count. Look how great it looks on the screen. You'd never know it was 28 count. Yeah. Well, peoples, I don't want to keep you forever and a day. Been on just shy of an hour. So I think with that, we will call this one a wrap. And I'm not sure well, Saturday won't work. Have to see no, Sunday won't work either, because I thought about going live, but I don't want to go live when some other people are live, because then too many of you, you get caught up in, I know I do, I get caught up with, oh, who do I want to watch? Who do I want to watch live? I know I can always watch a replay, but who do I want to see live? So, yeah. So I'm going to try and find a different time to do a live during the week, or at some point during a week's time. But I did notice that I think you could, from the analytics, it looks like the preferred method of a video is the recorded ones and not the live. For me, that more of you watch when I record them, not that you don't watch the replays of the live, but they're not as well received as the pre-recorded ones. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Options are always there. The other side note is I will be talking to Nikki, Simply a Stitcher, next week, and working out some more details to be able to go live together. So that's in the works. We will be working on it. I think I have the issue. I think I have a resolution to the issue. We just have to do some testing and do enough testing and to make sure that it's going to work. So keep an eye out for that. So, okay, my friends, it is now 10:30 here. We've been on for an hour. So I wish you all a great rest of your evening, if it's evening. If you're just getting up, I wish you a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next session after dark. Take care, and I will catch you next time.